All right, Hiske, who's next here on stage?
Well, we are going to talk about a new approach to secure modern organizations. I would like to give the floor to Chaudry and Kurt de Ruwe.
CIO from AkzoNobel. Okay, let's give them here on stage. We see Kurt. Where's Jay?
Where's Jay?
Yeah. Jay is here. Where's Kurt? I'm sorry, I'm looking at the pictures. Kurt will be here next in a few moments. Let me ask you something. Because, excuse me, ladies and gentlemen, for the misunderstanding. It's really confusing. You're here, CIO of AkzoNobel. It's time for your presentation. And halfway something, in a few moments, you will introduce the other half.
That's correct.
Okay, take it away. Good
Great.
luck.
Thank you. Great. Okay, in the next few minutes, we'll walk you through two key technologies, Zero Trust and AI, how they play an important role to make your business agile, to make it secure and competitive. So I'll give you a few thoughts and ideas, and then we have a breakout session later on. And if you're interested, please join us. All right? Starting with, okay. For the past 30+ years, we have been building two things. Hub and spoke network connecting every office to a data center, and castle and moat security to secure it by deploying firewalls, VPNs, all that stuff. Inside, everything is trusted. Outside, everything is untrusted. In today's mobile world, in today's cloud world, when applications are everywhere, users are everywhere, this architecture has become a liability. That's why Zero Trust architecture had to be invented. It's almost like our traditional cars have been serving us quite well. And then we want to get to zero-emission world. They'll never take us there. You have to invent electric cars. So Zero Trust architecture is the opposite of firewalls and VPNs. And that's the architecture our enterprises are embracing. Now, what is the Zero Trust architecture? In a simple language, it's almost like a simple phone switchboard. Rather than being on the network, which is what traditional network and firewalls do, you're simply like a switchboard. A user comes to you and says, who are you? Where are you going? Are you allowed to connect? The connection gets made. You are never on the network. That's the fundamental difference. And you don't do it by moving your firewalls and VPNs to the cloud and calling it Zero Trust. So how does it help us? Every attack starts with finding you. They find you, they find your attack surface. Every firewall, every application portal, every VPN out there is your attack surface. Imagine the world where you know public IP because all of your public IPs and applications are hidden behind a Zero Trust cloud. They can't find you, they can't attack you. Then you need to prevent compromise, but the biggest thing we're all facing is lateral movement. The networks were designed to put people on the network. They move laterally. They find things they really attack. With Zero Trust, segmentation is natural. So those are some of the big things Zero Trust can give us. Zero Trust can also save money. In fact, this thing came from the CIO infrastructure shell. Alyssa Chung used to say, eliminate, secure, standardize, and automate. Our enterprises have become complicated because we're adding more and more stuff to it. There are a whole range of things sitting in your branch. You got VPNs, firewalls, segmentation, NAC, you got MPLS, you got SD-WAN, you got ExpressRoute, you got Direct Connects and all. This is complexity, this is cost. Complexity is the enemy of security. Complexity is the enemy of resilience. In a Zero Trust fashion, most of the stuff can go away. It's almost like, traditional car, I guess that they said they have, 10,000 parts? Electric car, how many parts do they have? Probably a tenth of it, less than that. Similarly, in your enterprise, you can eliminate a lot of that stuff that is designed because it is designed for the old world. Just like when you're going from your data center to the cloud, you don't lift and shift your applications and make it work. Why should you lift and shift your network? Why should you lift and shift your firewalls to the cloud? That's old school. No wonder the bad guys keep on attacking and attacking. Let's move on to AI, the next hot topic that everyone talks about. There's a little bit of hype around it, but the technology is evolving. It's giving you a lot of good stuff. I want to talk about 3 areas of comprehensive AI security. First, all of us are using public AI applications. How do you secure them? 2, how do you secure your private AI applications that you're building in your enterprise under your control? And some of the AI-powered security products. Let's start with number 1, securing the use of public AI. Your employees want to use ChatGPT, Gemini, or some other stuff. There's some powerful applications and services being built. It all starts with discovering what your people are doing. With the Zero Trust Exchange, Zscaler sits like an international airport. We are able to see what your employees want to use, what they're trying to use. So you discover it. Then you can apply policy. The policy says developers can only access these public AI services and not others. Marketing group can access only so many. So policy enforcement becomes important. And number 3, protecting it. Data protection. Yes, my developers can use these applications, but they can't be posting certain type of source code out there. So that's number 1. Most of our customers are taking advantage of it. You can't shut down the use of public AI, but you can control it. That's number 1. Number 2, securing the use of private AI application you're building. What's the risk there? Well, the risk is, just like the bad guys come after applications, they exploit them, they steal data. Some of the same things can be done with your private AI applications. So Zscaler is sitting in the middle. You can set it up like an exchange. We're a proxy service. We can start inspecting prompts, response to the prompts, so you can actually enforce policy. Some of the prompts, they don't need to be answered because they're not the right ones. Some of the responses, you don't want to get the responses back because they're bad responses. Or there could be bad guys trying to really exploit some of the training, data poisoning kind of stuff. All that stuff can be done. This will be a big area as you build more and more of your private applications. Okay. Third, AI can be very powerful in doing a number of wonderful things. Cyber protection, being able to find a needle in a haystack. This is predictive AI, can really analyze big amounts of logs and data to find that somebody has entered on your network and is trying to move from A to B to C. That's the kind of technology we are putting in place. For data protection, data classification, data discovery has been one of the hard part to do. AI, actually, Gen AI can play a very, very big role that we are leveraging to do so. Understanding digital experience of the users. When your people are coming from various places to various places, where are some of the performance bottlenecks? AI plays a powerful role, and we got offerings like digital experience to take care of that. So these are the types of things that can be done with AI-powered products. Where is the future headed? We all hear about co-pilots. Microsoft did a lot of marketing to make co-pilots very popular out there. But eventually, the market will move towards AI agent. In my view, co-pilot will become the next UI because you'll expect every product to have a co-pilot as a standard way of interacting it. But the next level is agents that are essentially designed to do specific tasks rather than a security operations agent doing all these things. A lot of those tasks can be done by the agent, where agent can look at task A, go to B based on the results, go to C and D, and really provide you results out there. In the cyberspace, the area we deal with, data protection is another area as well, where we can actually look at some kind of incidents happening and proper investigation can be done with it. And digital experience is another thing. A lot of you have people who are calling and say, I have performance issues. Then you have your desk, support desk, trying to figure things out. Ideal task for an agent to be able to sort it out and provide that. With over 500 billion transactions a day that go through the Zscaler cloud, we actually have tons of data to be able to do some of these tasks and make your business more agile, make your business more productive. With that, I'm going to ask Kurt, the CIO of AkzoNobel, to join me to share some of his journey and experiences.
Thank you, Jay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning, everybody. The journey of AkzoNobel, a company that was founded 232 years ago. So if you see the amount of years, it's quite a lot. We have around, well, 10.6 billion of revenue was last year, 35,000 employees. We have close to 1,000 connected locations, of which 140 are factories, and we have around 450 shops, just to paint a little bit of the complexity that we have. For Damen, I think you probably use our paint or our coatings. We also now have a capability of creating a digital twin of the outside of your boat within half a day or a day, depending on the size. So this is maybe something, it's something quite new, but something that may be of help. So we operate in a whole range of different industries, computers, most of your phones, cars, boats, planes. So it's really a wide variety that we operate in. Our journey with Zscaler started quite some time ago. Zscaler basically has been protecting our internet access for quite some time. I don't know exactly how long, but it goes back quite some time.
Almost 10 years.
Almost 10 years. So,
yeah.
But the ZIA basically has been the foundation of also enabling a few other things. Yeah. Something that you may not expect, because when you talk about or you think about Zscaler, it's very often security, security, security. But one thing that really surprised us was the digital experience monitoring. This is some time ago. Our CFO had a groups meeting in Hilden, that's a factory in Germany, and the whole connectivity was just terrible. So basically, complaint. So I asked the network team what was going on. So 10 days later, they could tell me that the network was okay because we utilized less than 50% capacity. Then we contacted, also worked with our telco provider. Another 3-4 weeks later, they couldn't identify what was wrong. With basically the new capabilities, today we can monitor end-to-end on any location for any user what the end-to-end experience is of the user. We also see that, so I think currently we have around 8,000 locations, because we also can monitor people at home, the so-called road warriors, that we get the experience of how good the experience for the user is. And interesting enough, I think we also found out that Ziggo basically has the main DNS in Turkey. That's why some of you here in the Netherlands have not such a good experience at home. The last one is ZPA, yes. So the secure private access. So this has been a foundation, first of all, to isolate Russia. Then basically we tackle China. We use it for M&A, but we also use it for divestments. And it's also the foundation of the network that we want to build. We want to have a network without an overlay or with a very minimal overlay. And there's a lot of money that goes in, it's double-digit millions that go into the overlay. And basically, why should we protect every single part of the network? We want to protect the data, we want to protect the application, and we want to protect the communication. And all the rest, in a way, should not matter. I know that's quite, so we have our contract expiring in June 2026, and we're already now working on the whole future setup. And for me, one of the key things is, like, we have our headquarters in Amsterdam-Zuid. For me, that should just be Starbucks. Why do we need to have any of the special protection? Because when you have your laptop at home, it's one thing. When you bring that laptop in the office, all of a sudden everything changes. That should not be the case. We should make sure that we have all the protection on the device, protecting the data, regardless of where you are.
That's wonderful. You rightfully said, it's not about securing the network, it's securing the data. It's a big change. For the last 30 years, every enterprise, network leader, security leader, has been doing traditional castle and moat security. How do you change the mindset? How do you bring the team along to do what you want to drive.
For the team, it's quite a challenge because even recently we still had a discussion that people still regard the internal network as safe.
Right.
Which I think is a total nonsense because the moment the hacker is in, he or she can go everywhere. So it's changing the whole mindset and then basically painting a picture of what is possible, but again and again repeating where we want to go, and then also, of course, you need to have the technology to enable it. And that's where we go step by step with a clear end goal in mind.
And it's often driven by C-level. This kind of change can't be done bottom up.
Yeah.
Because you drive the vision, you drive the strategy.
But I think security at the C-level is more and more important. That's also where, well, basically we have painted where we want to go, and typically it's accepted. Also the investments, every year we get the investments that we need to make without having to go through a very complicated business case.
Great. Kurt, we're out of time. We thank you for attending the session. Please see us during the breakout session.
Thank you very much. Chaudry and Kurt de Ruwe. Thanks again.